What's going on, America? This is Kevin from Kevin's Corner, where I try to make sense out of nonsense. And when I was growing up, I used to look at some products and say, Mama, why all the time when we buy a new car, about a year or two later, it start coughing when we try to start it. and then it kind of chuckles when we cut it off. And she's like, well, baby, cars wear out, they get old. And as I got older and start buying cars, I had to learn a fundamental principle. Somebody is making that car. Some business has developed this car to sell to the people, and they're thinking to themselves, now, we want to give them a good product that's going to hook them. But what we can't do is give them a complete final solution to the car problem. If we make a car that will never break down, guess what we do? We put ourselves out of business. See, so I learned that every company that sells a product, the only reason people are buying it because either it's a desire, it's a need, or something like that. But if you give that forever cure, if you say, you know what, I know every 6 months your cell phone is outdated, and soon as you go in, they talking about some, would you like to jump? I'm looking at your account here. It looks like you're eligible to jump to the next one. It hasn't come out yet, but I'm sure we can pre-sell it to all that stuff. And you're going, but this one, I'm still learning how to do this one. And that one really is obsolete at this point. But we can get you into a nice new one for only $3,000. So you sit back and you look at this and say, okay, now, what am I really getting? Now, if you happen to be one of those stubborn people that's going to hang on to the old school Captain Kurt flip phone, Captain's log, what they would do is shut that mug down. They will start sending you all kind of stuff talking about you need to do an update, but this phone isn't available. You will be on the phone like, yeah, man, I'm about to, hello. What's wrong with this thing? They will jack that mug up so bad where you will be forced to eventually go in and get a new phone. Now, why is this happening? Because I'm sure Motorola and all these companies, Apple and all of them that makes these fancy nice phones could probably make you one that won't just croak in about a year after you buy it. But why would they do that? Because see, then what they would be doing is putting themselves out of business. They will never give you a complete final solution to your problem or your need for that product. Which brings me to why the demo rats who've been running around selling these lies to Americans, lies to black folks and others about racism that they will address and fix, they're lies. You know why? Because racism is a part of their business model. If they solve racism, they're out of business. That is their main product that they sell. Now, all those folks who buy into it, stop into their little shop like what you got over here. You got some sexism, you got some victimization back there? Okay, I like victimization because it makes me feel good on the inside and it makes me not have to really be accountable to my own bad choices. So would you tell me some more about how I'm a victim? Oh yeah, you're a victim. Things aren't your fault. It's not your fault that for years the oppression and the fallout from slavery has put you in the condition that you're in. And these white nationalists, these racist Republicans out there, they don't love you. They're not trying to solve the problem. They are fanning the flames of racism and division. But us, we are the champions against racism and all the other things that we make up. So if you just vote for us, watch what we'll do. We'll bring America back to a sense of pride and unity and all that. Now, do you think they're going to do that? If they solve that problem the next 4 years, when it's time to get reelected, what are they going to sell you? What, they going to come in with what, policies? They ain't never had those. I mean, try watching the next Democrat get up there and debate without bringing it up in like 2 minutes. racism, sexism, xenophobia. No policies. We don't want you looking at that stuff. Because see, when you look at policies, that puts you in the right brain. In the right brain. See, we don't want you in the right brain. We want you in the wrong brain, okay? Which is the left, logic right there. We don't want you with that right stuff. We want that left logic. So what ends up happening, instead of you going, well, thank you for appealing to my intellect, respecting my opinion, respecting my knowledge and my intelligence, by presenting well thought out policies and justifying them through some type of data, some type of reasoning, some type of argument that doesn't include victimization or demonizing the other party's character or motives for saying your policy sucks. Maybe your policy does suck, so you need to convince them why it doesn't. But instead of doing that, it makes those Democrat politicians' brains hurt. So they just say, now, why am I going to go through all that trouble to give you a nice, clear bulletin point breakdown and tell you why this makes sense? Why would I do all that when all I had to do is say, well, that sounds good and all, that we should close down the border for illegal immigrants if it wasn't done because you are a xenophobe racist who don't want immigrants, not illegal. See, they always drop that part. Man, you don't want immigrants who's just coming here for a better life. That's on. This is what America was made on. Immigrant, better life. How you going? Xenophobia, race, all of that stuff. Now, to the puppy brain watching, oh, well, that sounds bad. These people out there just want to come for a better life, and those right wingers, those white nationalists, the reason they don't want illegal immigration to take place is because they hate them and they're racist. Versus, it doesn't make sense. We can't sustain illegal immigrants. It also just violates our whole system. Why even have immigration laws? Why make all the people who's willing to go through the proper channels go through it? All the stuff that a reasonable person would process to make an argument against illegal immigration goes right out the window. Soon as you insert the reason you don't like it is because you're racist. So, with that being said, that's the simple trick that they do. They will take a simple, logical, reasonable argument and give a motive to your argument that could be a good, legitimate argument, but they will assign an evil motive that you yourself didn't say. You don't have to bring up sexism. You don't have to bring up racism. You can be talking about something that has nothing to do with that, but somehow they will work some racism into that. Trust me, they know how to do it. If I was a black candidate running against a Democrat, somehow I would end up as a racist at the end of the night. Now, I know you all are watching, and it appears that this is a black man. See, but we've learned that all of that melanin in his skin is really blackface. I challenge you right now to wipe off that shoe polish because, see, we have a video. Well, actually, we don't have the footage. Just some anonymous sources that we can't name that has an audio that we can't quite find. But it reveals that this appeared to be black man is really a white man in blackface who hates white, black women and all the rest of you. He hates them. I think I saw his picture next to Hitler. He could be a time traveler who came here from the Nazi era to bring Nazism to our country. Now, is that what you want to vote for? And the sad part about it, I know how crazy that little story just was off the top of my dome, but in the last 4 years, I don't know if some of the folks that I've heard and the stuff that they support and believe wouldn't believe that. That's sad. So, if you got your hopes in voting Biden in and thinking that all this racial tension that they worked hard to invent and also, of course, encourage, if you think he's going to come in and shut the Democrat Party down and put them out of business by destroying the number one product, which is racism, you're crazy. All they're going to do is sell you the idea and the hope of fixing it while they're in the back sabotaging it to sell it to you again the next 4 years. Now, you've been listening to Kevin and Kevin's Corner. I hate to have to drop that tidbit of psychology on you and mess up your mind. See, but that's what I'm about. I'm trying to mess up your mind. Yeah. So anyway, with that being said, don't forget to hit like, share, subscribe, and the notification button on this video. Make sure you are still subscribed. Let's get to 200,000. Let's do it, y'all. Let's do it. All right. And also, make sure your notifications are set to all. Also, check out Extreme Tees. They got all types of stuff that you would enjoy. So when you go to their link below this video, click on some, put Kevin in the promo code, you'll get a 20% discount. Word. And if you want to donate to Kevin and Kevin's Corner, feel free, there's a link below the video to do that. So God bless you. See y'all next time in Kevin's Corner.